Welcome to the podcast From Stress to Success Blueprint, and I'm your host, Lolita Guarin. And today is episode 188, and we are almost finished with talking about how stressful it can be on the road to success. And specifically today, I want to talk about fear of rejection. That's actually a very big episode, yes. Because if you are afraid that no matter what you do, you're not good enough and you will be turned down and people will not like it. It can be very stressful, yes, especially when you're trying to create a product or a service, or you even looking for a job, or you're looking for a relationship or anything. Yes, rejection is a big deal. A lot of things in our lives, we not doing it because of fear of rejection. And that's, yes, goes back all to our survival mode where we don't want to upset people. We also don't want that somebody will laugh at us because then if we're not approved, we're not validated, we're excluded from the group. Yes, hence we die. That's all in your mind. So how is that we deal with that? First, I love a list. Create a list of things that you were not expecting to get. So, for example, that job that you were thinking, well, I'm probably not going to get the job, but you still got it. Or even better, how about continue that list with adding on all the things that you have and all the things that you achieved? And I'm a very strong believer about having your achievements list. Write it down, all the things that you already achieved. And then when you have this fear of, oh, I'll be rejected, I will be neglected, I will not survive all this, you just really read that list and you remind yourself that, guess what? If you did all those things before, that means you were not rejected. You actually made that. And did you hear this thing, you don't know what you've been saved from? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Was it another one? Rejection is God's protection. It's kind of like thinking of oh, I wanted in my like in high school, I wanted to have this guy for my boyfriend, but he said that he doesn't want me. And later on, like 10 years later, you meet him on the street and you're like, oh my gosh, did I want that guy? This is no way. So that moment you realize, oh yeah, good that he didn't want me then because God knows where I'll be now. Yeah, that's how it is with a lot of things. So I think it's important to really that stress part is we all have rejection. We all will. It's kind of like, how do you know which way not to go? Well, you don't know until you actually went there and you're like, okay, now I know not to go there. Maps serve us because, well, people already went that route. So then you can follow the map and you know that's the way to go and not to go. But if there is no map, the only way actually to get somewhere is just like, well, you're just gonna try out and see is it gonna work. So don't be too hard on yourself. It's all about how is that you handling really truly your mindset really at that moment when you don't get something. And if you already believe that everything is working in your favor, and maybe this experience will teach you something else, and maybe it will open up another route to something else, and you know that this is all for the better, and you just eliminated one more thing, what not to do, and you're getting closer to your joy and your success and all that, that will be much easier for you. So it's all about the mindset. What does it mean to you when somebody rejects you? Because probably you had some hurt feelings when you were growing up and you felt rejected because maybe there was some favoritism in the family. Maybe you had some friends that were not inviting you over. Or, I mean, it could be a very long list of things of how we can be rejected in our lives, especially when we're children. And naturally, we do not know how to really deal with that when we're children. So we take it in as a very, very bad thing, and we are afraid because that it was so painful. But now you're an adult, so you can and you're able to really take care of those very, very painful experiences. So now you can really stop hurting yourself by holding yourself back because of fear of rejection. And I think one of the things that helped me a lot with moving forward is time is flying by. You know that. I just don't want to be in a place 10 years from now telling myself that I should have tried that. Oh, I should have talked to them. Oh, I should have sent that thing in. Or I should have really pushed myself or allow myself just to be me and show up. There's nothing worse than that because that regret, it will be more painful than being just rejected. And if you feel that you will be rejected, then come up with what are you going to do if you're rejected? Create yourself a plan because our brain always will go for the safety and we always will pick something worse than probably will happen. So then you tell yourself, okay, it was the worst that can happen, and then have a plan what you will do if that thing will happen. So let's say if you're looking for a job or a client and they say no, then you're like, okay, it's going to be a next line, and next one is going to be another job. And then you move on. And that's how you stop worrying too much. And then the more you will do those kind of things, the more you will trust in your own abilities. And hence, you're not going to be so stressed out about those things because you know no matter what will show up, you'll still be able to handle it. And that's how you gain trust and confidence in yourself. So I want to hear from you. Please leave me a comment below and tell me, was it the time in your life that you had this fear of rejection and but then you overcome? I would love to hear what was it. So leave me a comment below. And we have, I believe, one more episode to talk about well, something else that has to do about stresses on the way to success. And if you have any idea what you want me to talk more about or any question, I'll be very happy to answer in the next episodes.